Oh yeah, you live?
Mm-hmm.
You live on Facebook?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. We'll check.
Hoosier Sophisticate with Greg Kohler and Stephen Elton. Your deprogramming begins now.
Okay. So this kid's older brother tells me, he hands me a 10 strip of acid and he says, it's going to last probably 4 to 5 hours.
Oh my God.
Yeah, okay.
That's what he told me. I'm 17 years old, me and a couple buddies. I'm with an 18-year-old, another 17-year-old. 3 of us are in this kid's brother's house, okay, in South City. I had smoked a little bit. I had never done a hallucinogen in my life. Heard about it, but everything was like, oh, hey, Jimi Hendrix and blacklight posters. Oh man, whoa. And I smoked a little bit and I was like, okay, I guess gateway. Time to the next thing. Just kidding. But so he gives us this and he's like, hey, we're gonna leave. You guys chill at the house. Me and this other kid are gonna go to a rave, like an old school St. Louis rave. This is maybe 0001.
Okay. Double lot.
And so he hands us this. We all split it up. We all eat it. My one buddy, the older kid's like, I'm gonna journal and draw. And we're like, I don't know what to expect. The guy's getting ready for the rave. The one guy was a DJ and he just starts playing this techno music.
Oh God.
And they turn off the lights and they hit the strobe light. And I'm like, I'm still not really feeling anything, but I'm like, okay, this is crazy. I'm starting to feel kind of crazy just from what's going on. Well, the one guy puts in cat eye contacts and just stands over the strobe light. And it's just like, and I'm like, okay, I think I'm starting to feel something. And I get those stretches, where you start getting like yawn and you stretch, you're like, ugh. I put my hand on the wall and it starts going.
You felt the pulse of the
I
earth.
was like, oh, this house has a heartbeat. Like, that's insane, man. So we end up, we're tripping the whole night. Like, we're just having a good old time where everything's great, feeling great, whatever. They told us before they left, they're like, if someone starts freaking out, you drink a bunch of milk. That'll put somebody right out of it, okay?
I've never heard that, but
Mind you, I have a doubleheader soccer game for my high school the next day. Okay?
Oh, nice,
So,
nice.
And this is probably around 7 o'clock. So 11 o'clock, this is gonna wear off. 11 o'clock rolls around. I'm like, it's not wearing off very much. It's probably coming down here pretty soon. This is gonna be pretty good. So I'm like, okay, well, but the phone rings at the house. Ring, 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 ring. My buddy answers it. It's just us 3 there. They had left to go to the rave, the older brothers. And hey, Steve, it's your mom.
No.
Hey, Steve, it's your mom. She has no idea what house.
Sure.
She has no
Well, of
idea
course
what
not.
this house is. This is my friend's brother's house.
Oh, she tracked you
They
down. Moms are like that,
Mom
man.
tracked me.
Moms
down.
are the best trackers in the world.
I put the phone in my ear and she's immediately like, where are you? You're supposed to be at your father's. As a product of divorce, everyone can tell. But I was supposed to be at my dad's that weekend. And my dad was doing his thing, he's like, he trusted me. My mom was like, where you at? Where you at now? Now where you at? Now where are you? Are you still there? You there? Okay, cool, you're there. So I'm like, okay, I just hang up. I don't say a word and I just hang up and I was like, we're tripping so hard. I just thought my mom was on the phone. And they're like, she is on the phone. You have to talk to her.
Oh, no.
Ring, 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 ring. It's blown up. And now
She's calling back.
Now the rings in this guy's house are like, echoing throughout the house. I look at my buddy. He's chugging milk. He's chugging milk like I've never seen a human chug milk before in my life. So I'm like, okay, I got it. I'm starting to, give me some of that milk. Okay, you know what? Actually, in my head, I go, the milk's not going to help. That was something they told us. It's total BS. So we called this chick we knew. We had her come over to just kind of like, to make the situation clear, because no one there was clear-headed. Finally, my dad calls back. My dad calls now. He's like, what are you doing? I'm getting calls from your mother. What's going on here? And I'm like, just hanging out, And he's like, what's wrong with you? Your voice sounds weird. And I'm like,
You can hear it?
it does. I'm like, oh my God. Mom calls back, and finally a bell goes off in my head, and I go, guys, I'm wasted. And they're like, oh, you're drunk? And I'm like, here's with the guys tonight. Get your butt home.
That's not good advice.
I know. I'm like, it's
not good advice at all.
parenting. So this girl comes and picks us up, and the whole ride to my house, I hear my friend, who's my best friend in the world. He's in the seat next to me, and he's obviously he's burping because he just chugged a half gallon of milk. Okay, but he's still in it. Obviously, I see it.
He's
not
in
working.
the throes.
Yes, it hasn't worked at all. Okay, so he's like, and just belching, and as I'm seeing him belch, just like heat waves off the street, it was like those curling out of his mouth and curling, and I'm like, oh, I gotta go talk to my mom in 10 minutes. I gotta go talk to my mom in 15 minutes.
I bet that
I
was
am donezo.
eternity.
Oh, and then I start hearing him go, you're a disappointment. Like that's how I hear it.
No.
And I'm like, why are you saying that? And he's like, I'm not saying anything. And I'm like, I've heard about these before. And I had the best time of my life up until that point, So I get home, my mom beelines out of the house and runs up to the car. And of course, I pull down the street and I'm like, time to get drunk. Time to act like you're drunk, whatever. So I have blue eyes. I get up. She comes dead eye with me and she goes, your pupils are dilated. What's that about? And I'm like, wine coolers do that. And she's like, they do? Okay, get downstairs or whatever. Go downstairs. The replay of the Cardinals game is on now. So what is it, 2 a.m? Or
Yeah, sure.
What does it play on Fox Sports?
Midnight, whatever.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's on, and I'm like, oh, baseball's a whole different deal on this. Like, this is a whole different ball game.
Red Hood jerseys on.
I'm like, this is an amazing game. The landscapers, mwah! I can see every
Well
blade
done.
of black grass.
How did you cut the auction?
Yeah, it's amazing. So I'm like, so my buddy, we're sitting down in the basement. Neither of us can sleep. Christine, we turn on MTV. Christina Aguilera, Come On Over, Baby comes on, and I'm like, I love this video. Like, I never
It was a
listened to anything.
transcendental
I was
moment of
like,
music.
I'll never forget it. I'm like, great song. Come on over, baby. And I'm like, okay, this is great. Finally, I'm like, oh, my mom comes down and she's like, well, if you get the spins, because I had never been drunk, never been in trouble, never done anything.
And you were honest about it.
So that was like the first thing you'd done besides.
You did the responsible thing and let your parents know that you were not capable of getting home safely.
I know. Well, I don't know why that happened. Well, I lied to him, obviously.
Sure.
But so she comes out and she's like, if you get the spins, put 1 foot on the ground. That'll help. And I'm like, what are the spins? What are you talking about? Well, I start to get like dizzy and sick. I'm like, oh man.
Oh, she talks you into it.
She talked me into it. I go in the bathroom, I puke. I'm like,
Hi, Seth.
Seth's here. Boo. And so I'm like, okay. I go into the bathroom and I puke and it smells like beer. And I'm like, oh man, this stuff's powerful. I'm still tripping.
And you had nothing to
Had nothing to drink. Next day, I'm playing a doubleheader soccer game for my high school. And this is
Roughly what time?
9 and
It's day game,
10:30.
morning game?
Yes, morning game. We didn't have many morning games.
Yeah.
It was usually after
No,
school
just
or
the
Friday.
day that you decided to.
Yes,
Yeah.
and this was Jeff City and Columbia Hickman. So these were out of town.
Yeah.
And this was
Played
a
both of them. They
showcase,
were both in our conference. Yeah.
showcase for the kids who weren't quite, we were on the cusp. My junior year, I was like, they're like, he's fast and he hustles, but he's not.
Got a
very
lot
good.
of lunch. He's a
Yeah.
straw that serves a drink.
Yeah.
He's a clubhouse
Yeah,
guy.
exactly. He's I'll put him on varsity for some big games. Just to
You're
be
a
on the
clubhouse
bench.
guy.
Like, we can do it. We're
Every
down by
championship
3.
team has a guy like you.
Exactly. That's all I could be.
Yep.
I was playing my
You
role.
get in where you fit in.
Exactly.
When you feel the groove, jump in, baby.
So I go out there and I remember I'm kicking the ball around with my guy Ryan before the game. We're floating balls back to each other, and he floats me this Adidas ball, and it was one of the ones that looked like the old
Really?
school ones. And it's just, I can see the design in the ball still moving, and I'm like, oh my God. I go out there and score a hat trick. We end up winning both games. So
Play the game of your life.
I didn't score a hat trick.
Well done.
I played really well. I thought that was better.
Yeah, that was better.
Better ending.
You were telling the truth all the way up until that point, so you decided to figure out the end.
Yeah.
Guys, this is Hoosier Sophisticate on WGNU.
Yeah, it is.
We
Yes,
can finally
it
get
is.
started because our
Woo!
producer is at the house. We are all also joined
What's
by
up?
our boy Roman McNew.
What to do?
And we got John on the boards in there. What's happening, John? We're gonna have some fun tonight, boys.
Roman is gonna eventually own this show with his lucrative business. Did you see that today?
I did.
People have mentioned
Is
it.
that something you're passionate about?
I mean,
I'm giving you the
gotta
floor.
get in where you fit in.
That's right. And where he
Literally.
fits in
You
is
fit in
erectile dysfunction and
No, it's not even
premature
no.
ejaculation.
It's not erectile
Dysfunction.
Craig, just take it from here.
I don't know where you're going with it.
Erectile
Roman?
dysfunction, premature ejaculation.
Oh, really?
I can say that on
And those are things that I think that company, your company, Roman.
I wish.
It is it's made a name for
GetRoman.com.
itself in on social media for those guys that may suffer from those symptoms. So Roman, congrats on your business endeavor.
I need to
And that
start
first
making some money
billion,
this
kick a little back to your boys at Hoosier Sophisticate, you know?
I'll do
That way we can get around the Facebook algorithm.
Have you ever had one of those nights where you're like,
Premature
sorry, honey,
ejaculated, yeah.
honey, this was supposed to be great, but you know.
I've never, no.
I'm a multiple orgasmer, so it doesn't really matter. I'll do a quick, long.
Gets up, stays up.
So, are we walking a fine line right now?
Yeah.
Well, we opened the show.
I'm really focused on every word that's being said right now.
I can tell. Your focus has never been higher on this show. I'm proud of you.
We appreciate you getting here, Bob.
Yeah, what's
15
up?
minutes
What's the
late.
deal? Why are you late?
Oh my gosh.
What's the deal,
Traffic,
Kevin?
baby.
Get
Traffic,
on
baby.
somewhere.
If only you would have been
The
known
5
what time
p.m.
our show is.
hour in St. Louis.
Yeah,
A little
it's
crazy.
like LA.
It can get a little crazy.
It's like
It is.
Atlanta.
No, it
out
is.
there.
He's right. He's not lying about that.
It's nothing. It is nothing.
I drive from the hills of Boro. Okay.
But you leave at like what, 3?
I work in Arnold, so I leave my work day early just to be here with you chaps.
I know.
Just to get here in the studio and set up when our producer can't be punctual, because who knows that we're on the show at 6 to 8 p.m. on Friday night, Steve? Who knows that?
And you saw my little birthday boy at home and little Ivan. They're like, Daddy, don't leave.
Can't we just play one more game of Fortnite, Father?
Please, can you eat dinner?
Just one more game, Papa.
Supper, Papa, supper. And Seth's.
And
39.
Steve goes, no,
Yeah.
I've got to go do a radio show, which is streaming live on YouTube and Facebook. Not much longer.
I feel bad about leaving my fish when they're all like doing the little thing where they're
upside
close to
down
the
swimming.
glass. Well, that means they're dead.
Yeah, they might be
When they're gulping,
I got you.
they're gulping.
They're
the
clearly
water,
very
they're
hungry.
looking at you, and they're like, "Don't leave."
You have fish?
Do you want to hear a
It's the only
story?
thing you
Yes.
can keep
You want to hear a
them
true
outside
story?
I do want to hear a story.
I've changed the water in their aquarium multiple times. I've never had any problems.
You killed some, didn't you?
I killed everybody but one.
Yeah.
One, sir. I don't know what happened.
Well, how about that for a scenario?
I
Would
don't
you
know what
rather go
happened.
down with
No. You know, it's not like, oh, I'm so sad. It's like, you're expensive. Don't die.
What, are they saltwater fish?
No, they're freshwater.
What kind of expensive freshwater fish are you buying?
Yeah.
blue cats?
Uh,
Big aquarium.
Southern Asia, a lot of freshwater.
Okay,
fish there,
settle
yeah.
down.
And you
We're
get those
on the
like-
fine line again.
You get those like through the mail? Or where do you go buy those?
Yes. No, actually,
What?
Roman, this should be the new branch of GetRoman.com. I would like you to sell fish
And a beta. And a beta.
I mean,
fish.
have you seen them dump a whole bunch of refill lakes? When
Sure,
they
yeah.
shoot
Oh, yeah.
out of the plane?
Oh, yeah.
They said
It's
it's
great.
better for them that way.
I think if
Yeah, it
you
is.
freeze them and then you dump them into the water, and once it thaws, they're good.
You know, fish are
Yeah.
much tastier after they've skydove.
Absolutely, it's
Yeah.
well
It makes
known.
them stronger.
It's
Yeah.
well known in the culinary world.
It
Just
is.
like veal, just like they don't let those
No,
little
here's the
baby
deal.
calves.
Seth's fish
A little
murdered
bruise.
all those other fish. That's the deal, and that's your fish. That's the one
It's
fish.
probably
for you.
all carp.
The
He's
murder
probably
fish.
got all carp.
It
Yeah, he
probably carp.
Mud carp.
Who keeps carp in the house?
I do. I like those
Yeah, he's
scaly
got a
little
lot of
carp.
carp in
They
his
turn
basement.
into dragons one day. Did you know
Carp?
that? In Japanese lore, carp becomes
They're
a
not even
dragon.
good for eating.
That's not
Like
true.
mud.
They
That's
can't.
not
They can't.
true.
They can't.
Well,
be
I mean,
eaten.
they're
You said that about
an hour
lobster,
and a
too.
half.
They just destroy the ecosystems.
Get off the grass carp, okay? They're just,
All
they're
the
just trying to get
all
by.
the fishers out there, what's your favorite fish?
I just-
fillet when you catch it.
I just typed that. on our live feed.
880808.
Great,
Well, it's good.
fantastic,
You're on the same page.
guys. This first hour is brought to you by Missouri Medical Cannabis Company.
For
And
some
you're not
reason-
going to go anywhere else to find content like this. We opened the show with our boy, Steve, giving us a very intimate story about the
I
time
listened
he
to in my
lied-
car.
He lied to his parents.
That was good.
Oh, good.
That's nice. That's nice. That's actually,
Yeah, that means something
That's
coming from
encouraging.
him.
You had at least one listener.
But this tremendous content,
But we lost them because you're here.
exactly. This tremendous content is brought to you by Missouri Medical Cannabis Company. Go to momedcanco.com. If you enter HOSO at checkout, you get 15% off, but I'll give you another deal. If you plan on buying 3 bottles of CBD, 3 products, you're going to get 2 for free with the code HO, capital H-O, capital H-O, capital H-O. You're gonna get 5 bottles of CBD for the cost of 3. Guys, it's a good little Christmas stocking stuffer. It's a nice little stocking stuffer.
Can you go over that again, Craig? Because that's kind of confusing. You
Yeah.
get 3
If you buy
of one
3,
product.
if you buy 3 bottles of Missouri Medical Cannabis Company's product, you will get 2 for free.
Of the same product.
Is it different milligrams or
Oh,
pet stuff?
I don't know.
Yeah, anything.
I believe it's 3
Anything?
bottles get 2. Yeah. I would imagine of equal or lesser value.
Pretty sweet deal.
Yeah, for sure.
Get some cocoa and
Get it all.
get some.
Get it all.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
go to momedcanco.com.
Did you guys know I had the board op for St. Louis Live the other day?
Well, I was
I was a little
I
I was a little
I didn't know
rusty.
that, and I try to give our morning compadres a listen in the mornings.
I love those guys, and I try to support them as much as possible. But they were a little harsh on us.
Oh well, that's
They
good.
really were because I was there, and you know what? I haven't board op. Some of us got promoted, and we don't have to board op every day, so we're a little rusty once in a while. But Travis Terrell, you guys are familiar with TT Travis?
Mhm.
Terrell?
No,
yeah. He had this to say about the
idea
show.
who it is.
Let's hear it. That's Jeff Jones.
Fake laugh.
What is
What?
that?
What?
Consider the gauntlet.
Shots fired.
Consider the gauntlet thrown, my friend.
Hey, and you know
Wow.
what? No. Hey, that's short. Let's hear it again. Jeff Jones. I made one mistake for 3 hours.
Bong talk?
Bong talk.
Wrong talk. That's bold.
I wish I was
I think my favorite part of that.
Pretty sure that's a shot at Seth Browning.
Here's what's the.
Yeah,
well,
that's
it
a
could
good-
very well could also
Yeah.
be.
We've had a lot
a
of
shot
them.
at a former Hell's Angel, and I kind of hope it was Travis
Ooh.
Terrell because guess what? I'm giving them your info. That's right. We run in circles, my friend.
Those are our boys. I'll bring them both in here.
Wow. I got one question
Got
about
real.
this. Does anyone find Travis or Chris like funny, or does anyone
Not anymore.
does anyone think they're
I can't endorse them after hearing that. You're
Listen.
putting me in a weird position. I can't endorse them after
Listen.
hearing that. I think they're funny, but
you
no.
sabotage their show? If
From
you
now
ever
on-
go on it ever
From now
again.
on, you play
Oh,
our
I
drops.
thought-
You play our drops
was-
on their show from now on.
I did. That's why they were so upset. That was Jeff Jones. Jeff Jones was taking a crack at me and my board hopping skills. I'm sorry, I'm a little rusty.
We almost asked him on the show tonight, but guess what?
Oh, we got somebody better, I think. Right?
Oh,
We're going to Brian Stoll.
Oh!
Wow.
Do you mean to tell me we got sports talk
We
better
don't.
than Brian Stoll?
We finna talk about sports on this show.
This is Sport Talk Radio.
When do we have Stolly joining us?
6:30.
Oh, baby. If you stick around here for a few
That's
more
like
minutes,
10 minutes.
10 minutes away, our guys calling in here. The real flagship of this radio station, not those morning guys who talk about, I don't know, like how many days can you talk about how great Wakanda is?
Hey, fair or foul?
I don't even think Black Panther was that good of a movie. And because Michael B. Jordan's a terrible actor. That's where I stand. Okay?
It's basically Travis interrupting everybody for 3 hours.
There we go.
That's
There you
the
go.
morning show.
There you go. Gauntlet's back at you.
He is
Served.
he's the funniest guy though, like in the world.
Yeah.
Listen,
He's not in the
listen,
world.
The funniest thing about that clip was Chris Gardner's laugh. The man is a treasure.
Can we
I
hear
know.
it?
He's
Hey,
a treasure.
I
You
made
guys
fun
wanna
of his
hear it
laugh.
one more
I thought it was
time?
Travis.
I wanna hear it one more
apologize.
time.
I apologize, Chris.
I'll listen to him one more time.
Yeah, he did.
That's Jeff Jones.
Chris Gardner's laugh carries the whole thing.
Yeah, it does. Like Roman on our show. Let me
I smoke Marlboro Lights and drink Diet Pepsi.
let me get this straight though.
Hey, I don't know. This is getting delicious.
Seth was in there playing the "This Is Real Radio."
Probably.
Wasn't he? Is that what you
Probably.
were doing? That's why they said you were killing him because you got like 3 drops. that you go
No.
Tombstone?
I was just, no, it wasn't about drops. I was just messing up, Dan.
to. Oh, okay. Fair enough.
I was supposed to play Jeff Jones' intro. I missed my cue. I'm a little rusty on the board when it comes to doing a 3-hour morning radio show. I was drinking coffee. I might have done some other
Drinking
things.
coffee. Making coffee.
Drinking coffee. I haven't done anything like that for a while.
Right on.
It was fun.
I love those
It
guys
was
in the
fun.
morning. I'm glad that they even took it out of their day to mention us to their 6 listeners. It was really nice of them. And, you know, I'd like for us to do more with them in the future. I'd like to see us bookended on this radio schedule because I think being the same age, they reach a very similar crowd, albeit a little less evolved, but, you know.
I vow to destroy them. I will use every last breath in my body
Give them
to
a strap.
destroy everything that they have ever built around here.
I love it.
Even if it means destroying us.
That mustache says you're serious.
It does.
You're not here to take part. You're here to take over.
Yes.
Conor
Yeah.
McGregor said that.
Yes, I am. And that Conor McGregor and I have a lot in common.
A few
We are
things.
both really,
You're both male.
You both have great tattoos.
Both men.
Yeah, my tattoo. I see it in the shower. I wanted to
I was
do,
actually found myself thinking about your tattoo the other day, which was odd.
In the shower?
I'm gonna do a little song maybe or a little story about the forgotten tattoo. You know, the tattoo is like this hot thing and everyone's like, this
Hey,
is
yeah,
like-
Are you gonna do a legitimate touch-up?
What do you should cover up, you mean?
Touch-up.
What's that?
You go back
It's usually
for
free.
the second round for the touch-up.
Oh, really?
You don't know there's a thing called a touch-up?
No, I don't know. There's a thing called a
If there's
touch-up.
any
You
of the ink that
non-tattooed
has
people piss me off.
disappeared.
It looks good.
Well, then maybe you don't need touch-ups.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
got
Do I
one
need
for
a touch-up?
you. Don't need touch-up.
Do I need to touch it up?
Hey, show everybody.
Do I need to touch it up?
Yeah. I mean, you could
Well,
probably
watch
maybe
it,
get some
it's,
green.
Actually,
a little extra green.
ooh, that's holding pretty well.
Yeah, that's
I'm not gonna
It was
lie.
a job well done.
First of all, Sean is amazing at Tower Classic Tattoo.
Who sponsor our
Craig.
phone lines? Tower Classic Tattooing and Parlor STL in the Grove. Guys, you want to get some quality tattoo. And I'll tell you what, just going into that little parlor, they've really got a nice setup going on over there.
I love it.
It's a gorgeous
The
little
vibe
spot.
in there is
You don't need to order a drink. You walk in, you're like, I'm stimulated.
Yeah.
You don't need anything.
What? How does it sound?
Yes, yeah.
I love that.
We made Seth laugh. We can
That
have
was
it right
good.
there. You
That
want
was pretty
it?
good.
Okay.
But no, Parlor is amazing.
They are the Parlor STL with the arcade, like a lot of the old school games like the Simpsons.
Some
I
posters
think they
I've
have
never
some
seen
Ninja
before,
Turtles.
except for in there.
I think that's Sean's thing.
Pretty
Sean's
great.
real big into foreign movie
Old school
posters.
stuff.
Yeah.
And they're super neat what they got hanging up.
Nigeria.
Craig, you've been in my apartment.
I have a couple times.
I'm into foreign movie
He keeps
posters.
the lights down low.
Why? What?
It smells of rich.
I have.
It smells of rich antique wood.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's got a very fresh smell. It's almost like walking into an Abercrombie. Okay,
Oh,
and he's got
playing like rave music.
no, more, not so much
No.
rave, more like chill
The
stuff.
Cure.
like
chill.
No,
It's like a nice
first off,
little
I'll play
ultra lounge.
I'll play 17 Seconds by The Cure all the way through. It's one of the best albums ever.
Well, oddly enough, all we can play for our rejoins is 17 seconds without the fascists of corporate America trying to
Mark
shut us down.
Zuckerberg
Anyway,
and his Play the Flies.
Did you see the bad lip reading video?
oh, I
Mark
did.
love
Zuckerberg,
it.
that thing was great.
They got a nice little gig over there. I can't imagine how much time that whole thing takes because it
Right.
really matches up nicely.
Oh
The
yeah.
video editing. was
We were going to talk
You
about,
know.
before we jump to break, we're going to talk about a couple things. There is a movement going on, not only in Denver. We had Denver for psilocybin on the show several months ago, but now Oregon. Oregon is looking to push to move to decriminalize psilocybin. And it's very near and dear to my heart. I think that it's one of those things. We talk about cannabis a lot, and cannabis is an unbelievable medicine. We see it healing kids and really helping people out. But I also think that cannabis, when used to treat depression and whatnot, it's one of those things that's kind of ongoing. You don't just smoke it one time, you're like, I'm better for life. I think that's possible on psilocybin. I think it's possible under controlled environments, and I think that MAPS, who I don't know, should I put it out there a little bit? Should I put it out there a little bit?
I would.
We've been having some conversations back and forth with MAPS. They heard about us through our push for Amendment 2. They heard through the grapevine a little story about my Bell's palsy and the way that psychedelics help treat that. And we've been talking back and forth. We're looking to kind of have them on the show and contribute, maybe as an ongoing thing.
Yeah,
they are
for sure.
the premier source of psychedelic news, psychedelic research. I mean, we're talking Johns Hopkins professors. We're talking
MDMA is in its third
phase, and psilocybin's in 2.
Real quick,
Wow.
why is this such a regional thing? Because we all know cannabis started in Colorado and Washington.
Started in
Now,
California.
Yeah, California a long time ago.
Yeah.
Well,
but
as
yes.
far as the legalization goes, and now we're looking at psilocybin being Colorado and
Well,
Oregon.
that's just what
Washington,
I
Oregon.
California's thinking about
I
it.
think that's where a lot of the hippies went.
Well-
was Northern California,
Yeah.
Oregon, and Washington.
well, but this takes actual research with doctors, scientists, people who like.
And you're saying hippies can't
It's
do
probably the children.
No,
of those
no, I'm saying
that?
that.
Okay.
Why is it taking place there?
Yeah,
Well, I think that the culture is one that has been cultivated over a longer period
Maybe
of
we
time.
should go there and find out.
When California went medical back in the 90s, they were definitely
you just
leading
want to
the
get
way.
high.
And so there's an amount of normalcy that is applied to different alternative medicine.
The coasts
with
are
cannabis and everything.
very
They're
more,
a little bit
yeah.
more ahead. It's I mean, there's typically a younger demographic living in the bigger metropolitan areas, and so I mean, I think there's several different things. But if we can start changing, it's cool that cannabis is now like across America. People are like, guys, what are we doing throwing people in cages for plants? We don't do that. We're better than that.
Ask
Well,
Jeff Mazansky.
They're starting to extrapolate that down the line a little bit, and they're like, wait a minute, at what point does prohibition make sense, and at what point doesn't it make sense? And so like there's this really awesome libertarian argument on the lawful side of things and natural law and things like that, but then there's also this healing benefit. Once these people start seeing, once again, help have those veterans be the bridge between the common man that doesn't know anything about it, that was all about, and I love Ronald Reagan, but let's be honest, Nancy Reagan and her say no to drugs thing, like that was a whole huge part of that presidency. And it created an unbelievable stigma. And of course, it built onto the Nixon administration, all of that. But we were using these substances. MDMA was used originally as to treat depression. Like that was the deal. That was what it was made for. And then people started abusing it in clubs in the rave scene, and they began using it.
I think Nixon and Reagan were miles apart.
Let me ask you guys this: Do you think mushrooms have
As far as their intent goes.
Oh, maybe.
Do you think mushrooms
Yes.
have the taboo that cannabis had? Do you think it has that?
It might
Not
not
yet.
be. I don't know.
Not yet.
I
I think that more people have anecdotal experience with cannabis than do psilocybin.
Government does not like that. They want things on paper.
Right, which is
Yeah,
what
they want
MAPS is
Scientists,
doing.
Yeah.
scientists want that.
Which is what
And-
MAPS is
and-
doing.
Yeah.
And I
That's
feel
why
like-
MAPS is huge.
I feel like we can come back from break. I guess we got Stoli on the other side of the break. but
Well,
we
I
can pick this back up in
got
the second
something
hour.
that'll tie into that with how to. Everyone in this town is, what do we got to do to help the blues? I have the answer.
We're going to get that on the other side of the break. We should be joined by Stoli. He's going to join us here on Hoosier Sophisticate on WGNU 920 AM. We'll catch you on the other side.
Sorry.
Dude, that's okay.
That was great. That was
perfect.
great.
You came in juiced.
Let's see, Roman, can you check the YouTube feed to see make sure the H6 is working? Because
It is.
it is.
Oh, we're doing years.
We have little Dixie Diggers on there, who's like, any new news on medical marijuana? That's on our YouTube.
That's not H6.
The YouTube isn't?
Are we doing the ticket?
Why does Roman look like a little kid? Jeez,
I'm gonna make some coffee.
We're doing the